When you get close to the end of any project, you end up spending more money to finish it off. And here's an example. These little guys, they're basically the knob to the headlight switch and the wiper motor switch. These little plastic pieces here cost me $189.32. Why are they so expensive? You can't find them. And I guess they always fell off and got lost. They are specific to the Rally Dash. They're not the same as the standard dash. And these two in particular are in pretty good shape. Anyway, let's put these in there. It's kind of the cherry on top, if you will. And I'm almost done with the dash, but I'm waiting for something. Clock is bad on this one. I've tried looking for them. You don't find them. And most of them, they're not tested. So in every clock that I've owned, that I have in any kind of dash I have stored away, like, they don't work. None of them work. They're so fragile and delicate that they're all bad. And these are expensive. So it's like these guys selling them want a lot of money for them. And it's like, I'm not going to pay a couple $100 to get a broken one. I already got one of those. It looks good, but it's broken. Anyway, so there's a Facebook group that I'm part of. I guess I've been part of it for a while, but you know, I'm part of a bunch of Facebook groups. So it's like, been spending some time hanging out in the one group because it's just too difficult to be everywhere, you know. Since I'm doing a lot of 72 Charger stuff, I've been hanging out there. And I posted some stuff, and one of the guys in there says, hey, I got an NOS clock. Anybody interested? I mean, I couldn't believe it. It's like, you know, you search high and low, you can't find it, and then boom, one just sort of falls in your lap. And he tested it, and he shot me a video of it working. So thanks, Brian, greatly appreciate it. So anyway, I'm waiting for the clock to get here, and I'm gonna change it out before I put the dash in the car. Installing the buttons to the light switch and the wiper motor. So the wiper motor's got a set screw in it. It's pretty nice. I think these were restored. And you can see on this side, we've got a flat side. If we look at the wiper switch, you can see that flat side, basically this guy's gonna go like that. So let me go get a Allen wrench real quick. So 3-speed wiper, there's slow, medium, fast. Medium, slow, off. All right, this part I'm really kind of worried about. I need to take this rod out, and if you recall, I had some difficulties getting it to go back in correctly and lock in. Keep my fingers crossed. Go ahead and pull this one out and push this one in. Now, if you remember, there's a button I have to push on the other side. So let's see what happens. Whew. Light switch installed. Right on, looking pretty good. All right, so I cut this wire off of the speaker to the other dash, so I have the connector I need. And then this is the wire that came from the new speaker. So those are the ends that are gonna go on the speaker. And then this side, now black, I'm assuming black is ground and green is positive, but rather than, you know, basically connecting these guys just in case it's wrong, it's backwards, I can switch it. And you might think, oh, why would it be backwards? But remember the issue we had over here, the 12 volts going to the voltage limiter is also black, which I would have thought would have been a ground wire. Anyway, I'll put electrical tape on there to kind of seal those up, and then we'll plug this guy in. Okay, and then that's gonna go to the speaker. Here I've got the speaker wire spliced into the original harness here. Normally I think this would plug straight into the stereo. However, I think because I think this harness here is actually for a rear speaker as well. So instead of this plugging into the stereo directly, plugs into this, comes up to this. I think this goes into the stereo directly, and then I think it tees off here. Basically plugs into a wire that goes over to the rear speakers. Okay, this guy, lucky for me, there was a part number on here, and the part number is 3513091. This is the rear window defogger harness. I know for sure this end plugs into the yellow connector here because it was connected to the old harness. So I'm going to run this around through here. I think that's basically power. Unfortunately for me, this is the rear window defogger switch, and the electrical part of it is missing. So I'm not sure which end plugs into this, but I assume one of these plugs into here, and then the other one carries down basically the rocker to the trunk area where the defogger is. For now, I'm gonna put all this through the loom, and then I'm just gonna zip tie this up. So this bracket connects here basically for the air conditioning wiring. Okay, so we've got these wires here. We've got dark green, I don't know, tan, light green, and this is all coming off of the climate control, I guess, air conditioning, heating. We've got the orange, which are the lights. There's a plug here for that. I think that's good. This goes into the new harness. This guy is a separate harness. I took this off of one of the spare harnesses that I had. It's a standard dash, but I think all of this is different. I mean, it's independent of the main dash other than where it gets its power from. All right, so this came from that harness. This guy plugs in there. This guy is loomed together with this harness. You know, you can see this is where it was plugged in together. It comes through here, and then through here. It gets its power from here, and then it goes over this way over to heater core. So I think that's good. And I'm about to put the ducting in on this side. And then I don't know what these guys go to. Black with a red stripe, blue with a yellow stripe. Now, I'm gonna unplug the speaker wires for now. That's in there. It slides into this part. Too close. So that slides into there like that. Then these guys here are gonna go onto the vents. There's a clip on the bottom side of this one that'll help hold it on there. So let me do that. All right, that's pretty easy. And then this guy, and I don't know if this is the right size screw or not, that originally went here, but it seems to fit, so. Well, might be in this video after all. Guess what just showed up? That's right, the clock. So I bought this from Brian Paulson on the Facebook group. I'll put a link to it. It's a private group, but if you're into B-body Mopars from 71 to 74, then you want to join, you can ask to join. So check this out. I forget what Brian called this. He called it some sort of card. But look at this. It's like from the factory. Isn't that freaking awesome? And then it's got the little adjuster there. And check out this box, dude. It's original NOS. Isn't that crazy? Okay. Pull this guy out. Wow, that's wild. Look at that. All right, well, God, it's in really nice shape. Okay, so I'm gonna pull that clock out, we'll put it in, and then we'll put power to it, and we'll watch it tick tock. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the power wire to it. I just put it in here so it wouldn't get lost, because I knew I was gonna be plugging the clock in. So the power wire is gonna go to the amp meter. Take the capacitor off, plug these lights. I have to pull the adjuster knob off of the front before I pull it out of the lens. I'm so glad you can get to the clock back here and not have to pull the whole cluster out. Okay. Okay, brown light, this is the turn signal. It's gonna go here. Orange light, it's just a dash, regular dash light goes there. And then here's our power wire, which goes there. Let's put power to it, see what happens. So I got the power supply hooked up. There's my ground. Put my power wire to the amp meter. Let's go to the other side. Power on. Look at that. Freaking beautiful. Unbelievable, man. Dude, I'm so stoked. Everything works in the dash now. Freaking awesome. That's mind-blowing. I'm just so surprised. It's not that I'm surprised that Ryan sold me one that actually works. It's that I'm surprised there's actually one in existence that was actually for sale that works. It is incredible. Can't find these things, and they just never work. They don't work. So it is 2:56 right now. There. God, can you hear that? Hopefully you can hear that. Music to my ears. Brian, huge thanks. I am extremely grateful. I appreciate you reaching out and offering to sell me the clock. This is so cool. Yeah, everything in my dash works now, and it looks complete. It's wild. I don't think I ever had a car that had all its gauges working. This is kind of the first time I'm filming the whole cluster with everything in it. Well, I guess I don't have everything in it, but I was just thinking this video's over, but wait, there's more. So I've been pretty stoked with the dash. We got some nice knobs on the front for the headlights and the wiper motor. I stepped up a lot, paid a lot of money for those little plastic pieces. I also got a working clock. It wasn't cheap, but it's a whole clock, you know. I don't know. I feel like what I paid for the clock was worth what I paid for it. The knobs, it's like, I don't know. They look nice. Sometimes you just got to eat it. I don't know, a couple little plastic pieces, but you know, it's supply and demand. They're just not out there, and if you want nice ones, you got to pay for them. That's just how it is. But on this next part, which I'm really stoked about, and it's kind of the last piece to the dash, is the radio. Let's go over it. I went on eBay, and as most things on eBay, you are gambling. You have no idea if what you're buying is going to work or not. So my buddy Chris gave me this radio, AM radio. It did not work. I might try testing it again, but it didn't work. But I found this radio, AM radio for a charger, from this guy on eBay, Angry Andy's. If you look him up on eBay, there's tons of B-body, I think even E-body parts that he's selling. He's got a ton of stuff he's selling. A lot of stuff that he's selling is, man, it's kind of all over the place. I feel like I got a deal on the radio, but you know, he probably didn't know if it worked or not. And so it's a gamble. Anyway, I paid $103 for it. If it's a boat anchor, I paid too much. If it works, I scored. You know, and he's got a lot of other stuff, rare, hard to find parts. Some of the stuff is a little pricey. It kind of just depends on what it is. And I'm not saying that he is charging too much or he's gouging. All I'm saying is those parts are rare and you know, they cost a lot of money. They cost what they cost. All right, so radio, let's go over it. Basically, it's got a couple plugs here. So I think one of these guys is your power antenna wire and the other one's the power wire. So what I did is I just put a bridge wire in here and hooked my power from my power supply to that. All right, and then on this side I ran the ground wire to the ground strap on the radio. I turned it on. I can hear some sound coming from the speakers. That was a good sign. And then, but I wasn't getting a station. And then I thought, maybe I gotta have the antenna plugged in. So I went and grabbed the antenna to the car, and it plugs in there on the back. I just had this part, which is the fender mount. Still wasn't getting a station. Found the antenna, screwed it in, still wasn't getting a station. Then I thought maybe my wires are crossed on the speaker. You know, here we go again. Black is not negative, I guess. So anyway, the negative side, I swapped the wires around, and without further ado,
Trusted them for over 30 years. 714 tickets, 714 tickets. Buy, sell, enjoy.
the radio
There's nothing like ripping
works.
open a pack of Topps baseball cards. The excitement, the memories, and the thrill of the pull. From rising stars to the greatest legends, Topps has been part of the game for generations.
Isn't that freaking cool? I'm stoked, man. I am freaking stoked. So now I got a working stereo. So I'm gonna mount the stereo into the dash. I don't know, maybe not, because I might actually put it in the car before I mount it in there. This is what I'm thinking. You know, or one good reason to mount it now is you can get to everything real easily. And I don't think I included this in the video, but see this guy here? This is basically a dash frame support. It basically keeps the dash, you know, solid between here and here. And the radio mounts to it. I think your ground right here actually goes to this part. So it kind of supports the stereo back here. Anyway, it's still kind of hanging out here. I'd hate to cause damage, you know, like if I dropped it or something, and that would be a lot of leverage. So I might put the dash frame in the car before I actually mount the stereo. And we got some cleaning up to do to it too, but I just can't believe it. Freaking lucky. I mean,
On Android Radio today.
Tonight on the Las Vegas Raiders Radio Network.
I can't get over it, man. So I'm pretty happy about that. And it sounds good too. I guess I should let you kind of hear that.
AFC West rivals the Denver Broncos. Can Max Crosby and the silver and black defense?
I think this is the fade between the front and back.
If it's the NFL, it's right here.
So that would be switching more to the back. This is tune. These aren't separate. It just does one thing. So I'm going to mount speakers in the back as well. I think I went through this, but basically this guy here, which goes to the speaker, is going to plug in. Let's see where. Yeah, this thing's just like a mess for right now. Here we go. Okay, so these are the speaker. This is part of the speaker harness. So this one in particular, like one of these is basically going to go to the stereo, and the other one is going to go to this plug. And so the other guy comes out on this side right here. There's the speaker for this, goes to the rear speakers, and there's another harness which I have in a box up there that basically goes along the rocker to the back speakers. So I'll put back rear speakers in the car as well. Yeah, anyway, super happy, and I think this is the end of the video.